Volume 1, Chapter 10, Causes of the Collapse. 9. The easiest and hence most widespread explanation of the present misfortune is that it was brought about by the consequences of the lost war, and that therefore the war is the cause of the present evil. 10. There may be many who will seriously believe this nonsense, but there are still more from whose mouth such an explanation can only be a lie and conscious falsehood. Didn't these apostles of world conciliation glorify the benevolence of the Entente? And didn't they shove full blame for the whole bloody struggle on Germany? Will you claim that this was not so, you wretched, lying scoundrels? 11. It takes a truly Jewish effrontery to attribute the blame for the collapse solely to the military defeat. 12. The foremost connoisseurs of this truth regarding the possibilities in the use of falsehood and slander have always been the Jews, for after all, their whole existence is based on one single great lie, to wit, that they are a religious community, while actually they are a race. And what a race! The text continues, asserting a connection between Jewish businessmen and the process of industrialization and modernization. 13. In proportion as economic life grew to be the dominant mistress of the state, money became the god whom all had to serve and to whom each man had to bow down. More and more the gods of heaven were put into the corner as obsolete and outmoded, and in their stead incense was burned to the idol Mammon. 14. Unfortunately, the domination of money was sanctioned even by that authority which should have most opposed it. His Majesty the Kaiser acted most unfortunately by drawing the aristocracy into the orbit of the new finance capital. It was clear that once a beginning had been made in this direction, the aristocracy of the sword would in a short time inevitably be overshadowed by the financial aristocracy. Regarded purely from the standpoint of blood, such a development was profoundly unfortunate. More and more, the nobility lost the racial basis for its existence, and in large measure the designation of ignobility would have been more suitable for it. 15. A grave economic symptom of decay was the slow disappearance of the right of private property and the gradual transference of the entire economy to the ownership of stock companies. 16. Now, for the first time, labor had sunk to the level of an object of speculation for unscrupulous Jewish businessmen. The alienation of property from the wage worker was increased ad infinitum. The stock exchange began to triumph, and prepared slowly but surely to take the life of the nation into its guardianship and control. Garrison, what food did the German press of the pre-war period dish out to the people? Was it not the worst poison that can even be imagined? Wasn't the worst kind of pacifism injected into the heart of our people at a time when the rest of the world was preparing to throttle Germany? Slowly but surely, even in peacetime, didn't the press inspire the minds of the people with doubt in the right of their own state, thus from the outset limiting them in the choice of means for its defense? Was it not the German press which knew how to make the absurdity of Western democracy palatable to our people, until finally, ensnared by all the enthusiastic tirades, they thought they could entrust their future to a League of Nations? Did it not ridicule morality and ethics as backward and petty bourgeois until our people finally became modern? Did it not belittle the army with constant criticism, sabotage universal conscription, demand the refusal of military credits, etc., until the result became inevitable? 18. The so-called liberal press was actively engaged in digging the grave of the German people and the German Reich. We can pass by the lying Marxist sheets in silence. To them, lying is just as vitally necessary as catching mice for a cat. Their function is only to break the people's national and patriotic backbone and make them ripe for the slave's yoke of international capital and its masters, the Jews. 19. And what did the state do against this mass poisoning of the nation? Nothing, absolutely nothing. A few ridiculous decrees, a few fines for villainy that went too far, and that was the end of it. Instead, they hoped to curry favor with this plague by flattery, by recognition of the value of the press, its importance, its educational mission, and more such nonsense. As for the Jews, they took all this with a crafty smile and acknowledged it with sly thanks.